Welcome to the Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lock Shop. I don't know if you should be sweaty after playing Tecmo, but I am.
Oh, am I?
Are you sweating too?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so it's not just a me thing. I'm
sweating more in our game of Tecmo than I was in 21 earlier.
That was stressful.
That's a physical game.
That was stressful. Good effort, Trev.
Yeah,
Good effort. The Hampton Goats go to 2-0. Big Uke over in the chat says, Trev plus 11.5, easiest cash of the season. And VR Montenegro says, I would have sprinkled YTT money line at 14-14. That was something else. That was a great game. I don't know what we would set for totals usually in Tecmo, but we'll get there one day. That's great. Can you imagine if I go to play Alberta and say, listen, we're going to need some lines on Tecmo? We can get bets on it. I don't trust the staff to not rig these things. Not their staff, our staff. So we'll probably never be able to do it. But man, would that be great. All right, Huss is going to join us in a little bit. We've got some EST parlay action that we are going to get to. I've just sent over Jay's play of the day as well. We have the early bird bet. We hit the early bird bet last night. Shout out to the Winnipeg Jets and points from Ehlers and Scheifele last night. That worked out very well. Here's what we have so far up today over at Play Alberta. If you've not yet downloaded the app, do download the app. Florida Panthers. This is our fade the Leafs parlay that we threw up earlier today. Florida Panthers to win. Tkachuk with a point. Matthews, no goals. Marner, no goals. So basically par for the course, plus 221. Tkachuk, no point, or Tkachuk 1 point or better. Matthews, no goals. Marner, no goals. Panthers to win, plus 221. And then my play of the day is up, and that is a Knicks win and OG Anunoby to score 15 plus points. It's plus 195. Anunoby went 1 for 12 last game. When he's been on in this series, he's been great. 20 points in one game, 27 points in another. He averaged 18 during the regular season. We're getting him at 14.5 tonight. So Knicks to win and OG Anunoby to score 15 plus points. That's at plus 195. Jay's play of the day will involve the Knicks tonight at home as well at the Garden. So we'll get into that as well. But lots to get to around the world of sports. If you have not yet taken advantage of our codes, I'm sure most of you probably have. But if not, deposit $20. Use the code 100sports. You get a $100 free bet. Deposit $5 minimum, $50 free bet if you use the code YEG50. And like I said, download the app if you haven't already. All right, let's bring in Huss, who I think probably slept in this hoodie last night after the big win. Huss, what's up, my man? Congratulations.
Yes, big win, big win. No, you know what? I did not. I took care of it. It is incredible. I don't have food and Jägermeister and whatever on this thing.
Yeah.
But I realized I brought the positive vibes into yesterday's show with the white. And what the hell? We're still alive. We got a game tomorrow. So
yes,
with today being the only show before, we're going back to back with the white hoodie. Yeah, what a night last night. How did it look on TV?
It was phenomenal. I watched pretty much the entire game. It was excellent. Extremely, extremely well done. Should have kicked it. That was classic.
I got to say, that of all, again, the rink since the Jets came back has had some great chants. That's top 3 all time because of just how quickly it started, how everyone got into it, and just how clever it was considering what had happened in game number 3 when the Jets were in Dallas.
What's the best one ever, Huss? If that's top 3, is there one that still knocks out?
I would say the one that really, there was, they were having some fun with Sidney Crosby earlier on, calling him Mario's pool boy. That was a fun one. That was early on. And then I think that maybe the best one that would probably get the most votes was when Ryan Miller was in town and we just got a thunderous silver medal chant after the after the Olympics.
A silver medal chant is pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. But I got to tell you, Shout out to, and it's our corner, like 316, 315, 317. That's where it emanated from. And everyone got into it last night. But hey, man, what a game. What a game. That was a team that played with a desperation level that spoke to their situation. I mean, should they maybe have been in a better spot than down 3-1 with the way they played? You can make that argument, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they lost last night. They were done. So they've earned the opportunity to get back on that plane, to head back down to Dallas and play a huge game tomorrow night. And I think we'll see the best from the Winnipeg Jets. And if the Dallas Stars are going to take care of it tomorrow night, they're going to have to be a hell of a lot better than they were yesterday. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty optimistic that we might have a nice finale to May long weekend right here on Monday night with another game 7.
Oh boy. I'll tell you, watching the first period, man, I was a little concerned because they were getting tons of chances again, and they hadn't buried. And I was like, man, Ottinger's playing very well. But I'll give them, like, they just kept going. They kept going. And in the end, they ended up, kind of breaking through with the Scheifele goal. And then that 5-on-3, the place must have just been buzzing with the 5-on-3, eh?
Totally. I mean, finally, the Jets won the special teams battle, which has been so important in just about every single game. And, they got that 5-on-3 at the beginning of the third, but it was the power play at the end of the second that I think actually gave a lot of momentum and confidence to everyone, even though they didn't score. The power play at the end of the second on that opportunity looked as good as it has at any point in this playoffs. In fact, I'd say better than any point in this playoffs, and kind of looked like the power play that was number 1 in the league all year. So that was nice. And then listen, Dallas took a penalty and then another one right afterwards. It really felt like the game. I mean, it was 1-0. You don't score on that 5-on-3. Dallas gets the momentum. Everyone's probably getting a little more nervous, but Nikolai Ehlers getting it done. Huge game by Nick. And I'll say this. I'm just going to pull this up here because the Jets, I mean, that was Winnipeg Jet hockey. Everybody pulling on the same rope, playing great defensively. I think midway through the game, the Dallas Stars only had 7 shots on goal.
It was crazy. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I think you're right.
But on top of it all, like, they did have a few really good opportunities, and Hellebuck made the saves that they needed to make. I mean, overall, it was a 22 save shutout for Hellebuck. Certainly wasn't one of his most difficult, but I think back to that glove save that he made like 20 seconds into the second period. That was one of those timely saves that you have to prevent maybe the game getting away on you the other way. So they'll have some confidence going into Dallas. I mean, they're so due to win a damn game on the road. It's kind of incredible that they haven't been able to do it so far, and yet they're still alive. But now is the time to get it done. Tomorrow night in Dallas to set up a game 7 for the Jets and the Dallas Stars.
Got a text here, Huss, from Gary from Winnipeg, texting in and says, "Hey, happy Friday, guys. Did you notice in last night's game, the Jets continued to shoot the puck in from center ice and then attempt to get control of the puck without success? On the Jets' first goal, they actually carried the puck into Dallas' zone and scored. Isn't it time that Scott Arniel changed the Jets' offensive strategy? Dallas is too good at clearing that puck out of their own end when it's shot in." Any comments? Have a great weekend. Gary from Winnipeg, the old fart.
Yeah, well, listen, Gary, I mean, you're right. And yeah, would you rather get the puck in with possession every time? For sure. But I mean, I think you've basically seen that one of the biggest factors in who's won every game in this series has been who's controlled the neutral zone in the middle of the ice. I mean, your first option is not just to dump it in, but sometimes you sort of have to do it. And I mean, obviously, depending on who it is. I mean, if Nikolai Ehlers has the puck, he's not normally looking to dump it in. You know that if he does, it's because he's either going to get hit, you're going to lose it, and you think it gives you the best chance of setting up shop in the offensive zone. But I thought what the Jets did very well was prevent the Dallas Stars from getting through the neutral zone. I mean, that was the one thing. Dallas was not able to
nothing there,
get any zone entries whatsoever. And when they did put the puck in, the Jets were first on the puck and did a great job of efficiently moving to teammates and getting it out. So listen, there's a lot to like. I mean, the one thing, I think both of the coaches have really had their moments so far in this series. Biggest challenge for the Jets is going to be handling Pete DeBoer with the last change and getting the Rantanen and Hintz.
That's what I was going to say next. Like, Can the Jets win on the road, and what's the key, man?
I mean, for sure they can. Dude, to be honest, I was in both of those games in Dallas. I mean, it's crazy looking back that they didn't get one of them. I mean, when I think about game 4, if they can replicate that performance, they'll have a very good chance to win. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to come down probably to whose goaltender plays better.
Yeah.
And like for the Jets, can you get a goal, the first goal? Can you not be playing from behind? Because both games 3 and 4, they were down early. And to their credit, they battled back and tied both of those games on a couple of occasions. Be much better, though. I mean, when you look at the way the Jets can play with a lead, that was the blueprint last night. So a nice start. Getting the first one on Ottinger would be really good. And then, like they did last night, kill your penalties when your PK's out there. They did a great job last night, and make the most of your power play chances. And they did it a couple times. And that power play momentum hopefully can be something that can get this series back to Winnipeg for a game 7.
780-218-9999. You can text us if you're watching over on YouTube today. Hammer the thumbs up for us. You can feel free to chime in the chat. Know a bunch of ES tiers and about WS tiers over there in the chat today talking about this game. Big goal from Nick Ehlers last night helped us cash our early bird bet of the day yesterday with the Ehlers point, Scheifele point, and the Jets money line win. I know today some people were texting in about, what happens in Toronto, and they let Marner walk and they'll go get Ehlers. I just love seeing Ehlers as a Jet, man. Do you think does his future remain in Winnipeg, or is that one that you're just gonna have to sacrifice?
I really hope so. I mean, it's been weird. That's not something that we've really heard anything about over the course of the year.
Just quiet on all fronts. Just
quiet on all fronts. I mean, they said listen, I think the Jets would love to keep Nick Ehlers. I mean, if he leaves, you've got a massive hole in your top 6. And from the sounds of it, I mean, he's always seemed to be a guy that really likes being a Jet. He's going to have some opportunities. I mean, it's funny just with this talk about Marner and the Leafs. Ehlers was the guy for a long time, was the guy that had the rap that didn't get it done in the playoffs. Like, I think he came into this year with 4 goals in 37 career playoff games.
Oh, geez.
But he's now got 2 2-goal games in this series. He absolutely cares. He can drive a line on his own. He makes the power play that much more dynamic. And the thing is, he's on a team that is right now, a legitimately good team that could win a Stanley Cup. I have no doubt that he's going to be well compensated wherever he goes, but I do think the Jets will make a big push to sign him. If it hasn't happened already, and they're just sort of focusing on the playoffs right now and telling us later. But if he gets to July 1st, there's going to be a ton of interest in him. And,
big time.
Just about the money, like there'll be some team that's got a lot of cap space that might be destined to be out of the playoffs for the next few years. That could probably give him a bag. But I kind of think at this point in his career, with the money that he's made and the money that he's going to make regardless.
What do you think the number is? I was like, he had 63 points in 69 games this year. The best points per game, I think, of his career, are darn close to it. 61 and 82 last year. He's like a lock for 25 if he plays 82. What's that? $7 million?
I think for sure 7. I mean, I think the Jets would probably be willing to give him 8.
Yeah, open market might be more than 7 too. You're right. It might be 8. Maybe it's the 8th number. Yeah.
If he went to the open market, I wouldn't at all be surprised if that number's 9 or 10. Now, maybe it's not a 7-year deal. But I mean, there will be a team or two that'll see this guy. I mean, keep in mind, he's had all those points without ever really being on the first line. I mean, if you look at his usage, when you put him, his productivity per minute on the ice, I think is as good as anybody on this team. So, I mean, he has honestly been a great teammate. There's a lot of guys that would have bitched, that would have been, a problem. They're going, hey, like, I'm doing all this stuff. Why aren't I on the top line? But he's kind of bought into team success. He's absolutely improved as a player. I mean, the ability to, have the fight in the corners and be able to handle checks and be able to know what it takes to play well in the playoffs. And when it comes to what Gary was just mentioning, things like zone entries, he might be the best in the National Hockey League. And having the puck on his stick, taking it across the blue line with speed and setting up shop offensively. So I'm still optimistic that there's a future for Nikolai Ehlers here. But if he does leave, it'll be 10 years of incredible contribution here in Winnipeg, and still got a chance to keep it going right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs for this year. That's still underway.
Just a huge, huge win for the Oilers last night from the Winnipeg Jets, because now this series, if the Dallas won last night, Dallas was starting on Saturday, and that's a quick turnaround.
That was going to happen?
Yeah, that was going to happen. So
really,
that was we were told that yesterday, and then Elliot Friedman confirmed it this morning as well, that Oilers Stars was going to start on Saturday if Dallas won last night. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah, if Dallas won last night, they were gonna do, which seems very unlike the NHL to do that when the other conference could still be going. But I think the plan was Dallas Edmonton tomorrow night. So from Edmonton Sports Talk, we thank the Jets because now we're looking at like a game one on Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll get the whole game one buzz on the show next week, coming off a long weekend. And more rest for the Edmonton Oilers, which I think is kind of important right now. So, like, very significant win for the Oilers last night from the Winnipeg Jets, buddy. So, from our town to yours, thank you very much for getting that job done. What?
You guys get a chance to enjoy your long weekend.
Yep.
Not worrying about a game on Saturday or a game even on Monday. And you know what? All that momentum you built up with that great win over Vegas can just be cooled off. And then later on next week, you can come in to take on a buzzsaw that has just completed an amazing 3-game comeback. Don't worry about the passports, boys.
Because game seven would be Monday, right, Huss? So it would turn around for a Wednesday start, I would think.
Yeah,
either way, yeah. And any of these three teams will have home ice in a Stanley Cup final against both Florida and Carolina. So that's big for whoever's coming out of the West this year.
Carolina too, eh?
Yeah. We looked that up yesterday. So
it hasn't been something. I mean, knowing that the Jets are having home ice against whoever they play, which
you haven't had to look into it. Yeah.
You know what? It's so funny. You talk about the President's Trophy. Oh, it doesn't matter. You know what? It kind of does matter, especially if you're a team that hasn't been able to win on the road. You find a way to win on the road, and then at least you know you've got that 7th game at home, where the Jets are now 6-1 on home ice through these 7 games. They just got to find a way to play that 8th game. And,
so Carolina gets it done last night. Right now, I'm just looking at Stanley Cup winner odds. They're 275. The Oilers are 240. If Florida finishes off Toronto tonight, do you think Florida pops ahead of both of those teams as the Stanley Cup favorite? Or because Carolina has been such an odd sweetheart all year, does Edmonton remain the Stanley Cup favorite for now, and Carolina and Florida kind of trickle into that 2-3 spot?
That's a great question.
Right? Florida's the defending champs. They look good again. I could see a world where they would be it.
I honestly, I think Florida will be the favorite in that series. Do we know who has home ice who had more points between Florida and Carolina?
Oh, geez, it was really close. I'll look it up here quickly. I think it would be Carolina, but I might be wrong.
I mean, neither of those teams won their divisions. Of course, Washington got sent to the golf course yesterday.
Yeah, Carolina had 99 points. Florida had 98. So Carolina would have home ice.
Hey, wow, 1 point difference between the two. I still think Florida probably is a slight favorite in that series. As good as Carolina looked against Washington, and you know that they have been a short number, I think Florida, just with the way that they performed, I mean, beating Tampa, that was impressive. And I assume they're going to get this done tonight. And if that is the case, I think you can look at a team that, you know, lost the first 2 and then just stepped up and reminded everyone who the Stanley Cup champions are. So I would say it would be, I'm going to think it would be the Panthers. But honestly, I think the Oilers are probably going to be the short number. But it'll be close. It'll be really close.
Whoever comes out of Dallas, Winnipeg, and then you have the Oilers, Florida, Carolina. I mean, there's no Cinderella story here. I mean, if it's Winnipeg, they're the President Trophy winners. If it's Dallas, you know, they've been to a number recently of conference finals. And then you've got the defending champions, assuming they get through. Carolina's been to 2 conference finals in the last 3 or 4 years. And the Oilers have obviously been to multiple conference finals. And this is as much parity as there is in the league. I mean, we're going to arguably have maybe 5 of the top 6 or 7 teams remaining right now. The big boys have won out in the playoffs this time around.
We don't have some off the board underdog cruising through. And I mean, listen, even the 8 seeds in the 8 seed, maybe not as much in the East with Montreal, but in St. Louis was the best team in the league for the past like 2.5 months of the season. So, there is an element of the 82 games, but also an element of what you're doing late as far as, to how that plays into the odds. But I think Edmonton will be a short favorite against Dallas. And if somehow the Jets are able to win the next 2 games in advance, I think Edmonton will be a bigger favorite against Winnipeg. And I just based that on the fact that going into this series, Dallas was a plus 140, 141 favorite, I think, in this series. So, and listen, the star power of the Oilers, the fact that they went where they did last year, the way that they've won these first 2 rounds, I'm pretty sure the Edmonton Oilers, here's the take. Edmonton Oilers, regardless of what happens in this series or how long it takes Florida to bounce the Leafs, the Oilers will be the Stanley Cup favorites when we get to round 3.
Yeah, we basically had that conversation this morning. I mean, they've won 8 of their last 9, and the one they didn't win, Draisaitl tipped home an empty netter for the other team. Like they've been playing some very good hockey. So I think it's probably, but like Hus said, I mean, they're all going to be short numbers. It's all going to be pretty tight between those 4 teams. As for Florida, and we put together a little fade the Leafs parlay for tonight, which is up at plus 221. Matthew Tkachuk with a point. Panthers to win. No goals for Matthews. No goals for Marner. That's how this ends for the Toronto Maple Leafs, doesn't it, Huss? Or is this a chance for those 2 dudes to finally flip a script? You're muted, buddy.
Sorry, I don't have a lot of faith in the Leafs, like pretty much anyone does after that performance they put forth at home in game number 5. I will say I had a laugh just before I came on. I was on my phone and I saw Biz has enlisted. Are you familiar with Oldie?
Is that the guy who was yelling next to him the other night?
It might have been. He's the guy. The Barstow guys wanted to get a real Canadian to join them for the 4 Nations final.
I remember that guy. This is the guy?
This guy's a circus. He's like Rick Nash's best friend.
Okay.
Rick Nash is like a quiet guy. He's like laborer somewhere in Ontario, but one of the wildest characters ever. He's doing cartwheels. Splits.
Yeah, I saw that guy.
So Biz has sent him on an early morning flight today to Fort Lauderdale. He will be behind the bench with a Leafs behind the Panthers warm up with the Leafs in 7 sign tonight, pumping it up. But I don't think that's going to be enough. It might look really funny on TV, so keep your eyes out.
Look, we're about 60 minutes away from Biz Nasty dusting off his Oilers jersey and hopping back on this bag when thinking like he cares about him. Like it's that close.
I think the rivalry with him and Witt is too big now. Like they've been going head to head this entire time. Like
so he's gonna have to fade the Oil the rest of the way.
I mean, I think Biz. When you're so all in on one team, you almost just have to then be okay. Whoever wins. Witt, though, it's funny, because Witt basically got run out of town in Edmonton, but he jokes around about that, says, I probably deserved it. They're the best team. I'm down with them.
I was just going to say, I think he did maybe deserve it with the way he played the last one. Yeah.
That's what he said. He's like, I would have booed me too. Yeah. I wasn't very good at that time. Plus money on the Panthers puck line tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like, don't you think, Huss, and you were a little bit more pro-Leaf than I am, don't you think if Florida scores early in this one, that Leafs core just sort of folds again, whether they may want to or not? It's just their natural instincts.
I mean, yes. I guess that's the only other way to put it. Like, we've seen nothing from them. If anything, they've been better starters and have had a tough time holding on to leads. But, I mean, there's not a lot of guys in that room that I look at and go, okay, that's who's going to dig deep and put this team on their backs. I would love to see it. I mean, listen, I'd love to see a game 7. I think it would be great give us another game to watch on the weekend and make that happen. But I mean, when you no-show the way that they did in game 5 with the opportunity that was at hand and get embarrassed in the way that they did, I guess maybe this is the ultimate test, because if they had just lost 3-2 in overtime or something like that, then you're going back, oh, it was a really tough game. It could have gone either way. That game was such an indictment of the top players, the leadership on that team, that you can really go one of two ways. You can essentially quit, or you can prove to everyone that you're not a vanishing act in the playoffs and put forth your best game that you played all year. Nothing that these guys have done in the past or now gives me a lot of confidence that we'll see that, but it's a non-zero chance that we do see Mitch Marner have a great game or Matthews show up. People have been waiting for a while for that to happen. Maybe it happens tonight, but I've got a pretty hard time not looking at this line and this matchup and not think that it's Panthers in 6, and they can start planning that Eastern Conference final for later on this weekend.
I just hope that Carolina doesn't make a Florida series boring. You know, the Carolina series so far, zero interest in them. I tried to watch the game with Washington last night, but I couldn't get, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like, I couldn't really get into it. It was, the Florida is like the exact opposite. Things are always going on with the Florida Panthers. So I'm a little concerned that the Carolina Hurricanes, and then I saw Carolina last night tweet out, everybody who was like, oh, the Hurricanes are boring. The Hurricanes are boring. Is it boring getting to Eastern Conference Finals? And I retweeted that and said, this burn would hit a little bit better if you weren't 0 for your last 12 in conference finals games. Like, Carolina, congratulations, you're back, but it's time to win a game, let alone a series.
That's such a crazy stat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, they win the first 2 rounds, they look great, and then they have been swept 3 straight times. I like Rod the Bod. I'm a huge Brindamore guy. Like, when you look at the Hurricanes team, I mean, Aho's an awesome player. Seth Jarvis from the Peg, his buddies, I'm sure, are driving their around. Did you hear that? I think they got so they went down for a playoff game, and like Jarvis was being interviewed because everyone kind of saw them when we were down in Boston at the Four Nations.
Yep.
And they got a lot of publicity. Their flights were canceled, so they drove all the way. So I think the NHL said, hey, guys, if you can do a little bit of content for us, how about we'll give you tickets and like 10 grand for some expenses or whatever. And I think these guys basically now are on the payroll of the National Hockey League. Uncle Gary taking care of the Peg boys with no teeth. So anyways, that should be fun. And hey, they'll have a good time if they get to go down repping the Canes and Jarvis in Fort Lauderdale, mix it up at the Elbow Room. It'll be a great time. But when I look at this team, I don't mind their blue line. I mean, I love Slavin. He's unbelievable. Freddie Anderson played well last night. I guess as long as he's healthy, he'll give them a chance to win. But then you look at Florida. Like, I'll say this. I don't expect a sweep of that series, assuming it's Florida, Carolina. But, I mean, I'll be looking at I'll probably go Panthers in 6 if Carolina has the home ice.
Yeah, I would probably think that. You've seen too much of Florida the last few years to think any otherwise, and you've seen too much of Carolina with this core together to think any otherwise as well. 7-8.
Did you do any hockey pools for the playoffs?
You know what? I didn't this year. There's usually one big hockey pool that I go in for the playoffs, but and I don't even know if the guy did it this year, or maybe he just didn't invite me. But I don't usually. I mean, it's a one really big one. But no, I did not do any. Did you? Are you in a couple?
Yeah. I'm in one, and I was right in the middle. There was 9 of us, and I was picking 5, which was just the worst spot because it's very difficult to double up on and really kind of go in and get the players that you want from a number of teams. So, like, I'm all over the place. I do have Draisaitl and Hyman. I picked Ehlers late, and he has 7 points despite missing most of the first round. And then I'm hoping that my top 2 guys are about to get bounced after 2 more games, and that would be Rantanen and Rupee Hintz. But I did see one of the guys. I'm just looking at his squad right now. Still got 11 players left.
What?
McDavid, Bouchard, Nuge, Wallman, Skinner. Skinner's only played the 1 game and he has 1 point, hey?
Yeah. Did he have a point in that 1 game?
Yeah, I guess he did.
Yeah, because he played, and it wasn't like he was awful, but Kane came back the next game. Frederick was healthy the next game, and he was just straight up the odd man out.
At least he got his playoff game. And you know what? If it's over for him after this, he can tell anyone, I'm a point per game player in the playoffs for my career. 1 point, 1 game. But then Aho, Svechnikov, Martinuk. Svechnikov's been scoring a lot.
He's had a great, what's he got, 8?
Stankoven, 8 or 9, I think.
We were looking at it this morning with the Oilers, and this is why it's so different here this year, why it feels different. The Oilers have 9 guys already with 3 goals or more in these playoffs. The next closest is Florida with 7. Nobody else has more than 5, I think. What's Winnipeg got? I don't know if I looked Winnipeg up today because they were down in that series. I looked at Dallas. Dallas only had 5 because Rantanen's done most of the damage. But like the Oilers right now look like one of, if not the deepest team in the league offensively, which is just so unheard of over the last few years with these guys.
Yeah, no kidding. Here the postseason. Connor's got 5. Ehlers has 5. Scheifele has 4. Perfetti's got 3. Nemetsnikov's got 3. Niederreiter's got 4. Lowry's got 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the Jets have 7 guys that have 3 or more goals. But there's a pretty big drop off after that. Tell you who had a monster game last night, though. Neil Pionk.
Did he?
Dude, Pionk he's looking even better than he did. Like the highlight of his entire time in Winnipeg is probably that series against the Oilers in 21.
Yep.
Where, I mean, he was a real pain in the ass for McDavid. And, you know, he'd had some injury issues the last couple of years and some other stuff happening, but holy smokes, as he stepped up. And they're rolling him and Sandberg up against the top lines all night long. Hintz, Rantanen, he never backs down. So, I know there's a long ways to go. It would be so much fun to see this team get another crack at the Oilers. But hey, you guys are just,
it'd be fun for this team to get another crack at the Jets. That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
God, man. Oh, I'd like that so much. If we can get that Oilers Jets. Hey, look, we're 2 Jets wins away from an Oilers Jets conference final. Let's go. That's exciting. Huss, I mean, you're familiar with our Tecmo football stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our regular season started yesterday. We've got a 7-man league. We did a draft. We each have 3 teams. We're streaming games live on Twitch. And Awanik is playing Glue Guy right now, and I'm watching on Twitch. And Matty's fumbled twice inside like his own 40, and he's just on tilt right now.
How do the teams work? How does? By the way, I'll give you guys a follow here. Edmonton.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/Yeg Sports Talk. The boys are playing right now. And it's tight. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Saints. 10-7 direct snap and stuffed.
So you can just basically play with whatever the 3 teams.
Well, so want. Yeah. So how we do it is we did a draft. There's 3 new guys and then our 4 OGs. Yukon Jack from the Bear. He comes over because we're not far from their office, so he slides in to play his games. And we each drafted 3 teams, and then we have a wheel out there. You spin the wheel, and if you get 1, 2, or 3, you have to play with your first-round team, your second-round team, or your third-round team. And then it kind of evens the schedule out a little bit throughout the season. Another interception for Awanik. This is unbelievable. 5 turnovers? I've never seen such a thing. Anyway, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got like a little video of us on there while we're playing. We haven't put the audio in yet because a lot of vulgar things are said. So I don't know if we're gonna ever get to that point. But once we get to the playoffs, we might just do it live on our YouTube channel and bring the audio up.
Have it mic'd up.
And Reed Wilkins can call the action, and it'll be a lot of fun.
This is Glue Guy versus Iwanik.
Yeah. Blue Guys, the Bills. So the newer guys, there's basically 4 really good teams on this Super Nintendo Tecmo game. It was the Bills, it was the Cowboys, It was Randall Cunningham and the Eagles, and then Steve Young and the Niners. So the three of the new guys have those kind of powerhouse teams, and then we, drafted our way down. So, but
who do you have?
I ended up with the Chargers with Junior Seau and Marion Butts at running back. I won a championship. I won a championship with them back in 2021 at the old place. So I wanted to get them back on board. And then I've got the Minnesota Vikings with Chris Carter and Allen at running back. And then I've played 2 regular season games. I have the New York Giants as well. And the Giants, Lawrence Taylor. I'm 2-0. I've started the season 2-0. I won in overtime right before Lock Shop today. I came in, I was sweaty. I was all sweaty and stuff. From
Against
the
who?
game. Played YouTube Trev. He's one of the noobs. He did well. He had Detroit Lions, Barry Sanders. Very good. Very good effort for a first time guy. Forced me to overtime. But anyway, this is just the beginning. They're going to work on it maybe with our guys over at Play Alberta, and we'll get some odds. Come playoff time, and people can bet on our Tecmo games. We'll see how that goes.
That would be wild. I see. I just saw a very frustrated Iwanic pacing around. Got to get this box a little bit bigger so we can see more.
Yeah, we got to figure out the layout a little bit still. I can't believe with 5 turnovers, Jay hasn't finished this thing away from the Bills' perspective yet. But yeah, that's where we're at. It's nice little way to pass some time here at EST. I said, as long as things get done around here, Huss, feel free to have a little bit of fun sometimes.
Who is this? Who is the? Is that Wade Wilson? That's the quarterback for the Saints.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that is Wade Wilson.
Kind of resembles their quarterback room this year.
Man. It's okay, that's perfect. Tecmo's led to a transition. Where does Aaron Rodgers pop up? Because what happened with the Saints, I know I've seen some speculation that, maybe the Saints would bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if that's reasonable either.
I mean, we've just thought that it was going to be the Steelers, but it hasn't happened yet. And I mean, at a certain point, but what are they going to do? Go into the season with Mason Rudolph as their guy? I mean,
I don't know how you do that. Nothing against Mason Rudolph, but are you giving the Steelers, with Tomlin, have a 500 expectation. They've got a playoff wildcard expectation. Can you go into a season, tell the rest of your guys, we trade for DK Metcalf, but here's your quarterback, Mason Rudolph? I
mean, they did trade Pickens.
Yeah,
there's another pick.
Another interception. Iwanic is going to fully implode here. God, this is one of the most. Well, you know what I think we should do is have 2 face cams. One camera on the guy on the right, one camera on the guy on the left, and we can put one. We can stack them in that left side there.
Stack them in the box. Yeah,
I think that's probably what we. That's probably what we have to do. I mean, Jay's blowing this game though. I mean, with the Buffalo Bills and Thurman Thomas. I mean, you should have this thing sealed away by now.
Yeah, get a few first downs. Few first downs. Yeah. Oh my God, Iwanic is he's pacing around the entire building, after every play.
every play, Matty always walks back.
Back to the Saints for a minute, though, just quickly on that quarterback question. I don't think the Saints do anything. I think they go in with one of the all-time worst quarterback rooms, and I think they suck
for next
intentionally this year because you know who I think is going to be in the draft?
Manning.
Arch Manning. And can you imagine if Arch Manning comes in after Archie Manning, the guy that started the entire Manning dynasty,
the long play,
Orleans? I mean, what's the best case scenario for the Saints, even if they get Aaron Rodgers, 8 and 9?
Yeah, I was going to say absolute best case. Because I was going to say 7. So yeah, 8 and 9, probably your best case scenario. So that's a good point, man. This because they drafted a guy this year. What's his name? Schaff or something I think he right now is the odds-on favorite to be their opening day starter. And they could just roll him out for a year, and then that's a bad quarterback room, man. It sucks to be Chris Olave right now. Good to be Kamara, though. He's going to get checked down like crazy.
It is the Saints win total for this year is 5.5. I'm just looking at these are right now. The Titans have a 5.5 win total, but it's juiced to the over. The Saints is even on both sides at 5.5. The Jets are 5.5, but juice to the over. The Giants are even money on over on 5.5. It's like, do we have a 4.5? Is there anybody else that's expected?
Who could be 4.5?
So this is the group. This is the group with 5.5 win totals for this season. The Browns, you might be wondering about the Panthers. They're actually 6.5. But the Browns have a 5.5. The Raiders are 6.5. Both the Giants and the Jets are 5.5. The Saints are 5.5.
Seeing the Titans at 5.5.
And the Titans are 5.5. So there's your group of teams. And at some point, we'll get odds for who will have the first pick in the draft, i.e. the worst record in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I'll be jumping in on the Saints. I got a new coach. They'll let him sort of work through. They'll make a bunch of personnel changes. They'll know that they'll be able to get a quarterback next year. And that will be the catalyst to move forward and try and get back to being a reputable, respectable team. Maybe they could just trade for Jameis. It'd be a fun season with Jameis back in New Orleans. You can go 30 for 30 again.
God, wouldn't that be something?
Hey, I heard you talking right at the start. We can do a quick check-in on these golf. What's going on?
Yeah, let's bring it up. The big boys are teeing off in like 5 minutes.
Is it over for the Celtics tonight? The Knicks, even without Tatum, they're not a huge favorite right now.
I know.
2.5 points?
Yeah.
Do they get bing-bonged, or are we going to see a seventh game back in Boston?
I think they finish it tonight. I think they'll get it done. I think I might throw the 2.5 into a little parlay today as well. Be interesting if they don't get it done though, man. Like I think that last game, the first one without Tatum, could be a situation Nick's taking him a little bit lightly. Boston's trying to go win one for Tatum. New York's got to finish these guys off tonight. I think they'll probably end up getting it done.
Did big win for the Nugs last night to force a game 7. Did you get your Joker prop?
So you'll never believe this. Congratulations, Glue Guy. First upset of the season in Techville takes down Matthew Owanek. 13-7 your final. So
press conference on the lock shop.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, let's bring in Owanek. The state of the, we could do things like that. It'd be funny. So on the road in game 5, the Jokic points, rebounds, assist number was 50.5. And we played it and he ended up with like 66. Last night at home, the number was moved from 50 to 51.5. And I played it again and he finished with 51 total rebounds and assists. Like
29, 14, and 8. Can we get a stat correction, please?
I absolutely split the number. Now, the other interesting thing is that we actually had a parlay yesterday of Jokic over 28.5 points and the Jets on the money line. So that cashed because he finished with 29. So we still got a piece of Jokic yesterday. Which was nice.
These bookmakers are so damn good. I mean, the fact that they're straddling it on either side, 50.5, 51.5. I mean, the points 28.5 against 29. Pretty damn good. What's your feeling for game 7?
I think OKC probably gets it done at home, but I don't know if I'd play it just because I don't know if I'd bet against Jokic ever. Like he's such a freak. But that OKC team's pretty damn good. What happened? I mean, one of the big things that happened last night is that SGA got in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls in the first half last night. So you're going to have to manage that a little bit. I doubt that happens again. I think OKC probably finishes them off, but we know Jamal Murray has big games in him, and we know Jokic is probably, triple-double in game 7. So it'll be close. I think I'd probably lean OKC, but I'm not overly confident in it.
7.5 is the line.
Is that the line right now? Yeah.
I got a bad feeling that this could be one of those, OKC by 15 plus. Yeah. It would be great. And you know what? I'm disappointed. It's an afternoon game. Like, can we not put that in prime time?
Yeah, what's up with that? You're right. It's a 1:30 start here. Why would you not throw that into a little Saturday night? I mean, it's the NBA, though. I mean, I think NBA values Saturday and Sunday afternoons more than Saturday night and Sunday night. But for the fan base, like, yeah, at least tonight's is a night game at the Garden in New York. Like, it's going to be absolutely amazing.
It's going to be crazy there. It is going to be crazy. Like, when they won the first 2 games, it was record prices for game 3, and then they got slaughtered. But they won game 4, obviously lost game 5, coming back. This is their chance to win this series. I like what's the Brunson total tonight?
I think it's 28.5. I think Glue Guy's got it in his play of the day.
Yeah, it's a big time. I really want Knicks Pacers. Really want Knicks Pacers. A taste of the 90s in 2025. They can get Reggie Miller out there, maybe get John Starks. Just some great old names from that was a big time rivalry. Huge rivalry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it was great over and over and over again. I thought that was a lot of fun to watch. Huss, what about this PGA Championship today? Did you see the big boys making a move? They tee off. Well, they're supposed to tee off about 2 minutes ago.
I certainly hope so. Certainly hope so.
Max Homa went low today. He shot a 64.
Yes, Max looking great. Johnny Vegas right now is 10 under. And he's got a 4-shot lead. Matthew Pavon had a 65 today, so he's 6 under. And then, then there's Max. Man, what a turnaround for Max. He was 73 yesterday and then shot a 64 today, 7 under par. So he's tied for the lead.
See who else is in there too, eh? Bryson. Bryson was 4 under today.
Bryson, is he finished? I'm seeing that he's still playing 18.
I got him through 17. That's on the PGA Tour leaderboard,
Yeah, that 18th hole was giving guys issues yesterday. But let's just assume he gets in there. He's in a great spot. As is my bet for him to be the top live golfer. Although the old man, Richard Blandy, he's 3 under right now, playing on 18 as well. Pretty impressive. But guys that have not done well. Oh, my Pendy bet's looking good too. Pendrith, -2. T23, had him for top Canadian. I'm just looking to see Corey Connors is where Corey Connors is +2 and has not teed off yet. All the other Canadians are going to miss the cut. Mac Hughes, Nick Taylor, and Adam Hadwin. Hadwin was like 11 over or something like that. So that I got him, I think, at +320 for Pendrith to be the top Canadian. So he's got a 4-shot advantage right now on Corey Connors, and we'll see what Corey can do today to make it happen. But coming up this afternoon, we need some movement from one Rory McIlroy. Sox doesn't look like Ludwig Oberg or Justin Thomas is going to play the weekend. Wow, that caught me off guard.
Crazy, man.
Both of them 3 over. So Rory's got his work cut out for him. I mean, right now the projected cut line, I believe, is +1. So he's starting off at 3 over par right now. Xander Schauffele, I believe, is at 2 over, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry, Xander's at 1.
Xander's 1.
And then we'll see if Scotty Scheffler can make a move this afternoon. But I'm hoping it's Rory. Rory, we need a Max Homa-esque.
Need that 5 under. Yeah, let's go 64 today, 63. Why not?
Back in 2, 3, 4 under par, and then ready to make some moves on the weekend.
What's coming up in WST today, buddy?
Well, listen, I mean, it'll be mostly about last night's big win and a look ahead to Game 6, what needs to happen to get this series back to the peg for Game 7 in the whiteout. We'll also hit some of the NFL news and notes with Hacksaw, who will be jumping on. And John Shannon's going to come on. I'll be looking forward to that as well. So, and we got the Seabears opener tonight. By the way,
against us.
I was just about to say the big the lock shop. Well, we were hoping it would be Jets and Oilers, but before that, we got Stingers, Seabears tonight.
A game that you can listen to live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Really?
Yeah, we have Stingers. Yeah, we have the Stingers like local rights that we play their
Stingers
games.
Is a slight road favorite, apparently.
Interesting.
-1.5 is the but base. I mean, with these CEBL, week one with half the teams, probably more than half the teams being new. I don't know. You can't count on anything. I wouldn't lay the bankroll out on week one CEBL anytime soon. But we may have a little fun one tonight. But yeah, we'll hit the golf, but it's going to be mostly hockey talk and all about the Jets' big win and the big challenge tomorrow to try to get this 1-7. All
right, buddy. You have a good show. Have a great weekend. Best of luck. And maybe on Tuesday, we're setting up Oilers, Jets. Who knows?
Dare to dream. Congratulate Glue Guy for me. And
I will.
Go and give Iwanek,
Iwanek's probably not. His office door is probably closed right now.
He just walked out.
Yeah, he's done.
See him on Tuesday.
All right, see you later, buddy. There you go. Heard I just that's a good. Okay, see you later.
Take it easy.
Yeah, see you later, Huss. There we go. That's us. All right, Hernan, what happened out there? Just bring me in the loop quickly on there.
7 turnovers.
7 turnovers. I've never heard of such a thing.
And he always said that.
Keep quiet. You don't want to hear.
He always said that the 4 of us, the originals, should beat them with any.
He did.
Well,
that was his 3 versus the 1. Doesn't matter. He always said,
smack,
yeah, he talks smack.
I can't believe he went to overtime with Trevor.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think Trev played well.
That's what I said. I said he's going to be top 3.
Trev played well. I'll just say it. Trev played really well.
Jay's 2-0, man.
Yeah. Well, interesting times. Interesting times early in the Tecmo League. Let's recap this before we wrap. Here's what we got. And the grandest of parlays, the DGN Den, living up to their name today. It's gonna take me like 9 minutes to type this in to get the guys over at Play Alberta to throw this up. Finland money line, Nylander 2 shots and goal, Matty Nyes 2 shots and goal, Dodgers Angels over 8.5, Valor versus York, both teams to score CPL, and Van FC versus Halifax, both teams to score CPL. So we'll get that up for you guys. Here's what we have right now over on the special bets page. EST specials at playalberta.ca. If you open up the app, boom, we're right there. EST specials. We got the early bird bet, Panthers to win, Kachuk a point. Matthews, no goals. Marner, no goals, plus 221. Dusty's play of the day, Knicks to win. OG Anunoby over 14.5 points. It's plus 15 points, plus 195. And then Jay's play of the day is already up as well. Knicks to win. Jalen Brunson to score 29 plus points. And the over 209.5 points in that one. And then I just sent over the Lock Shop partner parlay. I'm sure the boys will hop on this right away. But that'll be Panthers puck line. So Panthers minus 1.5 and the Knicks minus 2.5 tonight, as hopefully both of those teams can get it done. And it'll be a very, very productive night for the Lock Shop. I'll let you know on the oil stream when the other stuff is posted as well. That is going to do it for the Lock Shop today. For Huss, I am Nielson. Thank you very much for riding with us tonight. Best of luck. And hey, we will talk to you on Monday in the Lock Shop, Tuesday in the Lock Shop.